All right, traders, how y'all doing? Welcome in. Much love, Trav here for my trading session. And something that I'm reflecting on that feels really interesting is I just got back from work today, and for work, today I was on the marine vessel, and when we dropped everyone for porpoise diving, there was a shark, a big ass shark underneath us, and my job as safety diver. Everyone else is freaking out. Me and another guy took turns diving on the shark to push it away until we were able to get everyone back on the boat. It takes a while to get people on the boat one by one. We had 50 people in the water, right? And I'm reflecting that I didn't feel any fear during that. If anything, I was excited, I was euphoric, I was in the moment. Usually I have problems equalizing if I'm diving very deep, but I feel like I dive 30 feet equalized perfectly, and I'm reflecting on that because I'm coming into my trading session with a feeling of small fear. Why am I? I'm more afraid of at times of trading than I am of actual life risking. Like when I'm ridge hiking, I don't feel any fear. I do feel fear cliff jumping, but it's so weird to me. And it's not because I over risked here or anything. It's just, I don't know. I think it's just like a pattern of trauma over the past however many years. So we're seeing not a whole lot of movement today. Um, from these assets. Just gold keeps, it's just been on an insane run, right? This year has been the year of gold. Not that the stock markets have done too poorly either, but definitely it's the year of gold. How much is S&P 500 up on the year? It started like down here, right? Somewhere in here. It's up 20% on the year. Pretty good, right? But I mean, we have to consider that I was also up a lot in 2023 too. How did it do in 2023? It also was up. Now we're on US 100. Um, yeah, insane, like up 50%. Although, how much was it down, right? From here to here, 40% drawdown. So how much is it up from the peak from 2021? It's up 20%, right? So it's S&P 500, yeah, also up 20% from that peak. Anyways, let's go and let's look at crypto. We're just gonna start by looking. I've been in this Bitcoin long for a couple days. I mean, I've been longing since down here. Really, I've been longing most of the time, all the time, and I'm still sitting in this. I want to see how the positioning has changed. I'm underwater in it, but it's over the weekend, so I don't expect a lot of movement. But I like that. I want to see how the position order flow has changed over the weekend as it stays in place. I'm really interested in longs down here if we get it, but I just feel like the environment is so bullish. It's time for Bitcoin, and I just want to be in it at varying degrees of size. However, we're seeing a lot of volatility coming on alts, and um, XRP is potentially tradable today, so we're going to take a look at that. Um, so I did take a loss on one alt today, which is SEI, which is a little, I wouldn't say it's unfortunate, but it's disappointing because this is one that I was in profit on yesterday. I was in profit $500 and then I took a $300 loss. So, and that one, yeah, actually, maybe I should have choked it off more because when I looked at the order flow, it didn't look super good. But I'm in CFX as well, and we'll take a look at that if maybe it makes sense to get out of this too. And then I'm in a Pepe short, which even though it went against me, it looks okay. And then I'm in a Flocky short, which this one was the best looking one to me. So I want to check out the scenario. Sheeb was interesting to me as well. Hasn't moved too much. Um, Just want to be careful on shorts in general. Yeah, this one I said I was expecting higher prices because of short float. I noted it and it happened. BNX is giving a possible long. I want to see what's going on with BNX actually. I might be interested in long BNX. It is giving a long, and I don't normally long alts, but um, yeah, I like the idea of long having more longs. So I'm gonna see what's going on. Why has it been going down when other things have been going up? Something's been wrong with that. Um, BNX, what's going on? Why? I don't know. Okay. Well, it's giving a long signal, and considering I've been have a lot of shorts on, yeah, a lot of these things have been popping off. Again, let's look at others and see. It's flat on the day. Okay, Aave, IMX. Okay, link. And then I'm gonna go take a look at some other ones. See what just hit on a Sunday. Maybe add XRP short and BNX long. I only want to take things that are giving the signal today. Luna is, so that's another one we can potentially do. Uh, yeah, BNX is pretty interesting to me. File, ing, costs, Eldo, LPT, maker, MX, Eldo, uh, rows. Okay, so we have some candidates. Um, kind of missed Siacoin, but I'll probably just leave it. I just want to pick the best candidate because I already have a lot of shorts. I don't necessarily need to add the shorts. If anything, I'm interested in um, BNX potentially. Something's wrong with it, maybe, but I mean, just it's giving a signal and um, something's for sure wrong with it. SATA. SATA's one that I traded successfully short. Okay, so we're gonna add Luna and Rose as possible trades. And we're gonna get into order flow. Yeah, this maybe should have been more careful on the one SEI that reversed because it doesn't surprise me at all actually from the way order flow was looking. And Flocky was the best looking one, and that's the one that's showing the most profit. So I'm gonna look at my open positions. Pepe is around break even, Flocky's in profit, CFX is in profit, Bitcoin's showing a loss. My down like 1,000 from yesterday, mostly because SEI was up $600 and then turned into a $357 loss. So yeah, so interesting. Okay, I want to make a note of this. It's so interesting to me how I felt no fear with a 6 to 8 foot oceanic white tip charging us, but I feel fear trading. It makes I wouldn't say it makes no sense. It just shows you how fear isn't really real. Okay, let's take a look. Futures and open funding rate. Oops. Yeah. And then I want to look at ETH. So I had an idea for ETH to see what it had filled. No, it wouldn't have, but to sell on this 4-hour gap. And it's kind of interesting still. Um, CBD, interest. Then I want to look at the ones that I'm in. I'm in Pepe, I'm in Flocky, and I'm in CFX. So we're gonna go through, and then also I'm gonna need to look at XRP, and a couple of these other ones. Okay. Flocky is one that I'm very interested in because the way, ooh, okay. Okay. I have a rule that I'm gonna have to break today, but it feels like the correct thing to do. So let's take a look. First, the market, it's pretty hot, right? So let's start with Bitcoin. It's loading slow. We'll come back to Bitcoin then. I'm gonna start with Flocky actually. So my reason for shorting was the funding rate and open interest. And you can see actually all these longs closed. Funding has gone negative, actually, has gone negative. And a huge amount of this open interest was cleaned out with buying pressure. So to me, it makes all the sense in the world to close this one. So one of my rules is I didn't really want to close at the market. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna TP at this candle here and put my stop loss right here. So we'll do that. So this is the first action that I'm gonna take. I want to hold for lower, but I can just shift my risk into something that it makes more sense on. And this is what I should have done for SEI probably. And I know it might run further, but I believe that I should do this. Um, okay, so I'm gonna put my stop. Well, let me come back to it. I could also just break even it, but I don't think my TP really makes that much sense anymore. Funding can go negative and price can still go down. Because I will say there's it can still drain. The open interest can still drain from 14 to 6, but now there's a lot of, yeah, it just doesn't really look right. Let's come back to that. Let's look at Pepe. Pepe looks a little bit better to hold to me because open interest is actually increasing, which means that the chance of liquidation is greater. ETH has had steady spot buying and actually perp selling. It doesn't make sense to me to be short here. Not that price needs to go higher, but if anything, the scenario is a little bit better than it was for longs on that. So yeah, let's do this for Flocky. I'm just gonna target the bottom of this wick here. And break even it. So we'll just do that to start. 0.1231684. It's not a huge win, but if it hits, it's okay. And then I'm gonna put my stop right here at 0.123167. The point here is that I do not want to um, market out of positions. I want to get away from that. So that one's taken care of. We still need to look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not loading, and this is the most important one because this is the one that I trade the most and have the most. I mean, I don't like that the funding rate is super high. It doesn't necessarily stop price from going higher, but it's a place of caution. I mean, these low points were way better. There's a lot of open interest that's been built up that can be drained out. For now, I do like leaving my Bitcoin position alone. Um, Probably. I don't really like it, I'm gonna be honest. From like how the chart looks, where we've made a bearish gap on ETH. So that's something important I'm paying attention to. We haven't done that on Bitcoin. We're still high and tight here. We've made a couple bearish gaps, but so far they've just been instantly filled, but we haven't been making bullish gaps, so that's kind of interesting. So positions that we're in, let's look at Pepe. Pepe looks okay to me. Um, I do like the idea now of bringing my stop in to this high though. And I like that it created a fair value gap and then it respected it. So I'm gonna go to Pepe and I'm gonna advance my stop on this one. 12341197. Okay, so I just took off like $100, and I still like the idea of aiming for a major pullback. Then we need to look at CFX and see what's going on with this. And then there's three interesting, a couple interesting trades that I'm interested in, right? Okay. So what do we see for CFX? We see that it's not really the greatest because open interest is drained back to when price was here, but price is higher and funding is going down. So this is another one where I kind of like getting out or choking it off and looking for something better. Right, on this move up, we're creating bearish gaps, right? Sorry, bullish gaps. We created it on the 4 hour. So I'm interested in maybe just bringing my target in and maybe leaving, I think just target here, and then I'm going to leave my stop loss where it is, and I'm going to target 0.1792. Okay, 0.1792. Not very exciting, right? And I think this is what I should have done on SEI when I think I took it off. When I saw how it was looking. in here when I came in yesterday. I came in at 11. Yeah, advancing my stop more aggressively instead of, yeah. I'm gonna leave Bitcoin alone. So now let's look at XRP, BNX, Luna, Rose. Let's start with XRP. And I have enough shorts I can be very picky. Funding rate's super high, so that's the first thing I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm gonna take this short. This is again, this is what Flocky looked like, where we see spot has been unloading, and this is all perp driven, and huge move in open interest from 500 to 740 million. So I'm happy to take this. Yeah, I'm happy to take XRP as a short. Before I take XRP, just so I have a better idea of managing my risk, I want to look at Rose and Luna. Um, but yeah, we'll uh, Rose, Luna, and I want to look at BNX for possibly going long. Yeah, it's been negatively funded the whole way down. The problem is that, yeah, and it looks to be a lot of short float. I mean, they've been selling off, but I'm okay risking a long on BNX of where it is on the chart, and also there's a lot of leverage in here, and a lot of that is short. So I'm okay. There's also Rose is the last one. Terra Luna, let's look. Yeah, Luna also. No, I think I'm gonna leave Luna alone. While the funding rate is high, because a lot of shorts were stopped out here, it's not set up exactly how I want, and I have enough options. The problem with Luna is that a lot of this move is actually spot supported. Oh man, the funding is so high. Maybe, yeah. Also, I kind of dislike how wide it is. Nah, it looks really right. So, I can maybe just put a little bit on this. It doesn't look as good as XRP. XRP looks really good. So, XRP is the one that I want more risk on, if anything. And then the last one is Rose, right? Rose funding rate. You know, I think I will close the one so that I have the margin that I need to do everything. Rose I don't care for. Um, the open interest increase isn't that dramatic, and um, it just doesn't look as good as it just doesn't look like crazy. So I think I'll take XRP. Let me compare Rose and Luna. Luna looks better to me because the open interest is much more dramatic. It's like, yeah, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna take Rose. I'm gonna take Luna XRP short and BNX long. So let's start with the XRP short. Um, I could look to limit in a gap, but I'm not going to do that. I mean, my system is telling me that this way works, so that's just what we're gonna do. I'm gonna figure out my TP. Where do I want? Oh, I'm just looking for open interest to drain out. So um, let's go to the same time frame so I can see. Maybe price comes back and takes this low right here, something like that. So that's my first position. And then we'll look at Luna. For Luna, I'm interested in price coming back down on the 4 hour to down here. Something like that. And then for BNX, BNX is a little bit insane. Um, is this not a monthly low? I believe it is. Right, where it's skimming along, and I mean, it's kind of terrible, but um, I would just be looking for some kind of like a release back to 1.18 or so. It's just something like that. It's high right here. And maybe 1.2. Okay, so this is the play. I could look for, I don't really like the Bitcoin long, but it's doesn't really feel within my rules to close it. And it could, yeah, I just feel like it's gonna come back here. I don't really have a simple way of getting out though. What feels like a better way is layering on these shorts. Let's see, I'm kind of curious on the trades that I was in before. From where I entered, yeah, it came up. I mean, I could have limited on all of these. It would be working okay. Yeah, I feel like Bitcoin, I really don't like the long, but we're in it. Start with XRP. I know I'm going to take these, and I'm just going to leave XRP alone, or leave Bitcoin alone. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay, XRP. I could limit. I mean, the way price has been moving, it's so likely to fill higher. Luna's been moving down. ENX. Lucky. We are coming back on Bitcoin into this sort of a buy zone, but I mean, if we fail at this high, it kind of makes sense to come back down here. Really. I don't like it, but I'm gonna leave it. I did it, so here we are. Okay, well, let's take the trades that I know I'm going to take, and I can, I'm hedging with plenty XRP shorts. So we're gonna short XRP at the market. How big is our um, stop here? 4%. So I'm gonna do like 20x leverage then. So we'll start with this, and 0.6711 is gonna be my stop. XRP 0.6711. Okay, I can make this much bigger. Zero point 0.6711. I don't really have margin. So I'm gonna close the Flocky for margin because that kind of is supposed to close anyways. So I'm gonna do that. And I think I'm gonna close half of my Bitcoin. That's kind of within my rules. And I accidentally added half anyways. And I can add that breakout long higher. Okay, so now I have the margin. I need to do what I want. So we're in XRP. I may add a little bit more because it's okay. I just increased my possible margin significantly. Okay, so XRP I have as much as I want to carry, and I will look for price to come back down here at 0.585. And I'm gonna take Luna. Flocky's done. Again, I had reason to get out. It looks good, but let's do Luna now. So Luna, I'm gonna sell at the market. How far is my stop? 10%. So we're gonna do like 9x leverage. So I'll start with this much. Put my stop at 0.4924. 0.4924. Okay, I'm gonna increase that. Let's see. A little bit more. Okay, and then our TP, which I decided is going to be at this weekly low at 0.372. And then, what's the deal here? CFX, Bitcoin. Maybe this one I'm going to leave and not put my TP so close. Let me remember why I did that. But I like the idea of aiming down here. 0.1518. Look at CFX. So why was I interested in that? Liquidations. Okay, CBD, open interest, funding. I think it's just because the funding rate was going down, spot was coming in, but I'm gonna let it run. And then the last one is BNX, which feels pretty fucking wrong to long here. This is my main play that I want is to be a buyer down here on Bitcoin. The FOMO insurance is not making that much sense. What is FOMO insurance? It's just being long Bitcoin just because, right? Where it's like, yo, funding is hot, man. Price is way up. Why shouldn't we get a pullback? Don't need to have FOMO. There's no reason. Right? All that said, this is an area for, yeah. Well, I'm glad that I closed half right before that happened, but that was a nice move. Um, yeah, everything's kind of puking, which is good. I did close this one. Oops. I guess I have the question if I still want to cut Bitcoin. BNX isn't really moving to the same degree. It is wicking, so it's just not a good place to be a seller here, right? But yeah, let me just say though that I'm grateful that I just closed half right before that happened. Okay, let's mark this. Flocky is a win. Small win. What did I log for the win here? $219. So I can think about my preference is to cut it entirely and only have shorts. I cut half. I kind of wish I had cut the other. Yeah, but I'm glad that I did that. That saved me some money here. This isn't really a fear thing. I just think it's wrong to be long, maybe. So the other ones. I'm gonna cut it. And then I can think about trying to reposition, but I will take being, it just doesn't make sense to be long anything really. Well, as of right now, good call. Um, yeah, I'm gonna log the loss, 571. So I took a bigger loss on the foggy Bitcoin. Oh, I didn't have the close dates on these, so I don't know. Okay, let's look. Close price, close time, 9:29. Bitcoin closed 9:29. SEI was also on 9:29. The Popcat trade, this BTC I closed on 9:26. And then the near was on, or the Popcat was on 9:26 also. And near was on also 9:20, was on 9:25. And then I have XRP and Luna, oops, as shorts, which are MTP market. And there's really not any issue with it. Not that they're guaranteed to work, but I will say, yeah, this is maybe an error. Exit model market um, problems. It's just funding. Negative 571. I don't think I ever necessarily should have been in it. It's more of like a FOMO trade. But now I can focus on, and it's possible we just go higher from that, but it's not my area of interest. So I think I'm going to put longs in my areas of interest. And I think if I'm going to be long anything, it's going to be actually BNX, which is feels kind of insane, but is the only one giving a long signal. And it's kind of showing relative strength. It is showing relative strength. Yeah, good decision getting out. I might just leave that alone, but I know that I want to be long here and here. So I think I might just set those orders. It seems more likely that we get there. BNXs are one minority long, but I mean this is these shorts are working, so kind of like the idea of just letting the shorts play out. Yeah, closing Flocky is, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a mistake. I just use that to open up more margin. But um, yeah, I mean, as far as being a buyer on Bitcoin, it could maybe work, but this just doesn't feel like the area. I'm much more interested in that major area. Yeah. I mean, I have this idea that Bitcoin could just go straight to all-time highs, and it might, but it's more likely to take a while to get there, even if it does, that it's going to grind its way up. We made a higher high again. Now we need to make a higher low, which could be here or it could even be all the way down here. So let me play for that. And yeah, maybe I just leave this alone. Something's wrong with it, right? Something's wrong with it. So um, yeah, all the shorts are working great. I mean, I could say, oh, I wish I had kept Flocky, but I immediately rolled it into XRP and Luna, which are working, and then got out of my Bitcoin, which is saving me money so far. So let me focus now on the high time frame of the Bitcoin and ETH limit orders. I don't think being long up here was, I mean, it was okay. We actually did close over this. So yeah, we're gonna be long down here with big size because if we can get down there, if that happens, we're gonna carry all our shorts and we're gonna be in big profits when that happens. And right now everything is looking pretty good. So um, now it is possible that we bounce in this area, these areas, but I just think it's more likely if it gets really favorable, I'll look for a re-entry. But look, this is a lot of spot selling and it's only started. Um, the funding is very high, right? That's not a major liquidation by any means. And yo, it's possible we instantly reverse this. Um, I will say BNX is interesting to me, and I like the idea of using that as my one short or my one long potentially. I want to look at relative strength of it. Um, looks like it's right. It's been down, but it's like maybe trended up recently. Yeah, it's possible that that's the buy on Bitcoin right there, but oops. Yeah, I mean, ETH is coming into a possible buy, right? Where we have this 1 hour gap and sweeping of this. But if anything, it's maybe it would make like a short-term bounce. And I just want to try to sit with the longs for now, but it's coming into Monday tomorrow. Get out. Yeah, well, I cut the half the Bitcoin long right here, which is good. It's just not an area that makes sense for, it just doesn't look good, right? It looks like the start of something that you don't want if you're long, where from here to here is a lot of air. So, I know that I want those, um, to be a buyer on Bitcoin in ETH if we get down there. So let me just set those. And I kind of want to leave BNX alone. Like, I don't know what's wrong with this, but something's wrong with it. Yeah, all the shorts look great, and getting out of the long looks decent as of now. So I'm gonna look at the liquidation. This is to help me narrow down my entries on Bitcoin and ETH lower. But yeah, the idea is this. There's a hot spot now, right under 62, right around 61,900 on Bitcoin. And let's look at ETH. Oops, pair. How do I change it? Here it is, ETH. Buy, but I want to see an aggregate, but okay, I mean, we hit a hot spot from 24 hours, but what does that really mean, right? If we go to a higher time frame, there's more lower, but yeah, we hit a major liquidation up there. And yeah, under here is interesting. It's bouncing though. Look at ETH on the daily. Would it have made sense to, yeah, I mean, I had the thought of being a limit seller here, or just even, I mean, that was kind of perfect, right? Yeah, it's possible I just puked out and that was terrible, but um, for now it's a breakdown, and I don't need to be like, let me get away from having so much FOMO and focus on doing my best to make money, finance, Bitcoin in the 3 month. But yeah, there's this higher liquidation, but yeah, right around 62. So that's where I'm gonna look now. That's where I've been wanting to be a buyer. We have this whole big area right here. I kind of like just 62. It's round. And then yeah, something like this on Bitcoin. And then on ETH. ETH's a little bit tougher. Um, yeah, mostly followed my rules. The only thing is the limit is I'm exiting at the market, something I'm trying to get away from, but so for ETH, I'm interested in, and we might not get there because we have this area down here, which could work as pretty good support, but I like the idea of price coming all the way back down here and then run my stop like this. Do we have recovery on the alts? We do. I mean, I could take a lot of damage from everything just launching straight from here. So I do like the idea of having the BNX long maybe. You know, interesting CFX I would have got out of if I hadn't moved my limit order. So let me look at that again because I had the thought I removed my TP, right? But if I hadn't removed my TP, why? Because open interest has already drained out quite a bit. Yeah, but it's still up over 50%. Spot's been getting liquidated, funding is getting low, and I would have gotten out of that one already. So I kind of like the idea. Whether it's bouncing. Fuck it, I'm gonna leave it. It's not a huge difference, right? It's only like from here to here is like $300. And I don't like exiting now that but yeah, it's respected that. But I like the idea of the BNX long a little bit more now, where so we'll do BNX long, and then we're gonna have our Bitcoin and ETH longs. This is what we're gonna do. BNX, we're not gonna look for it to come all the way up there, but maybe back into this area, something like that. BNX, how far is my stop? 10%. So we're gonna do out just a little bit. Put my stop at 0.926. I think I'll run this one small. 0.925, something like that. Okay. 1.2, something like this. Okay, just small. This is MTP, so it's allowed in my system too. Long MTP market. Now the last thing I need to do is set my Bitcoin coming back with a vengeance. Did we hit a key level? So world, I should have just been sitting in that. But they all want to run against me. Maybe I use a larger. I mean, look how BNX looks on the 1 hour though. It didn't really even move, right? Where even though Bitcoin's putting in a long wick, like it's down a lot. So I kind of like the idea of running bigger size on BNX. Or not bigger, but at least like full size. Okay. Where are we at for size? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, as it is, cutting the Bitcoin is now looking less good, but I still think it's probably correct. I still think it's has a good chance of playing out well. So I'm gonna look at if I want a FOMO insurance, I could have a breakout along at the high. So let's do it. Okay, let's go to Bitcoin. Um, and I don't have enough margin, so what I'm actually gonna do is I'm going to transfer funds from my other crypto account, which I'm going to do, which I don't want to show you. So I'm gonna end the stream right here. Um, Happy trading, much love, peace.